Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Moments with a Girl, and I'm super excited to come your way again. It's been a long time. I've missed you all, and trust me, guys, it has not been easy. The break is so long, but you know how it is. Miss you guys, and we're back today. So today, I just want to do a little bit of storytelling about myself and yeah, about my journey, especially my academic journey. So it's taking you guys through the trajectory of my first class graduation of my first class certificate, which is quite a bit of an emotional journey for me. And yeah, just want to share it with you guys. So guys, so what happened was when I was in my high school, first let me just lay this foundation for you guys to understand. I didn't grow up from a very elaborate or flamboyant or um, rich home to say. I came from very small, remote kind of home, very small like that. There was no much in the house. Yeah, and I happened to be the first, um, So yeah, when I was in my high school, I can remember vividly. This feels like a picture that I keep seeing every now and then about my life. I keep seeing because it's like I'm playing it over and over. My that like it's like it plays over and over. It's a memory. While I was in school, I've not paid my school fees, and the WAEC was just around the corner. I've not paid for WAEC, I've not paid my school fees, and all of that. So there was no way who could get the money to pay my school fees. So I was just there at in the class at the back seat, my head down, when my teacher walked in. There's this teacher that always comes in to check people out of the school if you have not paid their school fees. So when I saw the teacher, I was like, oh my God, so they're going to chase me. So I was just there with my head down, and then they called my name. Tears just dropped. Like I was literally in tears. So I came out, went back to the hostel, packed my bags and everything, and I went home. So when I got home, my mom saw me and she was like, oh, what are we going to do? Oh, and she was so sad. She didn't know what to do. I dropped my bag. I went to my room. I just lied down. I was just crying. I was like, so I'm not going to go to school. So I'm not going to wear the NYC clothes. So I'm not going to, go to university and all of that. So in case you're wondering what NYC is all about, NYC is a program that is run in my country, Nigeria, where it's a 1 year program. After your high school, your university, you just serve your country in like a parliamentary thing that we do. So we always like this, their uniform, their face scarf and their shirts. So as a teenager, I was like, oh God, I want to wear these clothes. And then it just feels like all those things were not going to happen. Like I was not going to do all of that at that time. So I was in my house, in my room, in tears, crying, praying to God. My daddy came back from work and they told him that, oh, look at what happened. They've chased her out from school and work is 2 weeks or so and all of that. So my daddy was worried. I don't know how they did it. So, but the next day, they called me and they gave me the money to go back to school. So yeah, I went back to school. I went to pay, and I told myself I was going to read my book. I was going to soak myself with my book. Like I was going to die there. Do you know that thing that they say we die here? So I was like, I am going to die here. I was like, I want the best because wherever they got that money from, I knew it came from a very painful part. Probably, I don't know whether they borrowed or I don't just know how they got the money, but I just know what I knew we didn't have the money, but the way they got the money was a surprise. But I felt okay, it must come from a very tight corner for them. And I told myself that this I was going to take serious, I was going to make them proud, I was going to read my book and all of that. So when I went back to school, I detached from my friends. I was so isolated, just want to read my book. So I skipped meals, um, sleepless nights, reading and reading and reading and reading. And so the exam came, and I wrote the exam. Wow. Very, very funny. I happen to be among the unfortunate set of WAEC candidates that wrote WAEC that year, where WAEC was cancelled. It was so painful. In fact, when the rumor was flying that they were going to cancel the WAEC, I was like, but I didn't cheat. I read my book, and I was like, is there no yardstick to differentiate those who cheated and those who did not? But the federal government made it clear that they were going to cancel every WAEC. They were going to cancel the WAEC for that year, and they were going to reschedule it for another year. And it got me thinking, what would happen? So actually, and eventually, the WAEC was cancelled, and another one was rescheduled, and we wrote it. Before the result came out, my mom had to move from Abuja to Lagos, where I had to stay with my aunt in Lagos. So when the result came out, my aunt gave me the money to go check, so I printed the result and I brought the result home. And it was bad. Trust me, it was really bad. I was depressed. I didn't even know what to do at that time. And so I was asking myself, will I ever go to university? So I remember telling my aunt, aunt, I want to go back to Abuja. I want to go and see how I can, arrange and come back, arrange for another WAEC, because I don't know what to do. And so she said, okay. So I left. She prepared me and I left back to Abuja. The only money I had at that time was 5,000 naira. And I didn't want to pressure my parents to spend money and, for me to rewrite my WAEC. So when I came with the 5,000 naira, I told my Mom, this is the only money I have. I don't know how we can do it and add so I can write another WAEC. So my mommy thought and said, okay, that she's going to send me to her sister in Taraba. So she called her sister on the phone. Her sister came to Abuja. And she told the sister that she wants me to join her to Taraba. So I will go to Taraba with a little money. I will write my exam there and hopefully will pass. And my auntie agreed. And so we moved to Taraba. I gave my auntie the 5,000. My auntie added a lot of money so I can write my WAEC. And the result came out and I passed. So it was now time to battle for university. Now, trust me, we live in a country where you have to fast and pray for you to get admission. Like, admission is like a visa. Do you know how people struggle to get visa? I kind of think that it's actually quite difficult to get admission than to get visa. That's from my own perspective. Because I was in a state of state of confusion, looking for here and there where who could help me, who could support me, who could give me admission. Because I wrote JAMB. In fact, JAMB extorted money from me. I don't know how they can be so callous. Like, I feel you should have a database of people who apply for your exam every now and then. Get a specific name. And I was always passing 205, 220, 246. And yet, I couldn't get into the university. It was that painful. So a friend of mine called me. She wasn't just at that time, and she said, why not come and do a diploma program at the University of Jos? And then I said, okay, no problem. So I got the form and I told my dad I was going to go to the University of Jos to, do a diploma. And mind you, all the JAMBs I've been reading, these are like 3 or 4 years interval. And my friends were already in university. Some were even calling and asking me, how far? Where are you? What are you doing with your life? I was depressed. I got to a point where I would cry literally in my room. and ask myself, what kind of world am I in? It's my own. Am I the only person? Why am I going through what I'm going through? Because I'm too young to go through all of that. I always had this mindset of I wanted to, graduate in my 20. Like, yeah, 2021, I'm out of the university. That was the vision I had for myself. But throughout those years, it was wasted in looking for admission here and there. My father spent all he had because we didn't have much, but the little he had, he was trying to get me into university. It was so difficult. So I finally got into a diploma program in University of Jos, after which I was done with it. I came with upper credit. And so my dad, we had this belief that after my diploma, I was going to, get a job and then I'll do a part-time schooling and all of that. That was what my parents agreed with me. But deep down inside of me, I knew that's not what I wanted. When you are hungry of something, you will tell yourself you're going to wait for the right meal. So I told myself I was going to wait, that even if it's going to cost me anything. So when I was done with the diploma program and I came back home with certificate, my dad was like, okay, no problem. It's time for you to get a job and all of that. So meanwhile, he didn't know that I've already applied for, I already got another JAM for direct entry. And yes, I was having another plan for myself. So when I went to the school to, submit and all of that, the first list came outside. My name was not there. Second, my name was not there. Third, my name was not there. Fourth, my name was not there. Listen, it was so bit of depressing moment for me. Like I was asking myself, am I going to do this all again? Is this how my life is going to be? Cried, prayed. Those times when you have to go to church, you have your paper up, your credential up, and you're asking, man of God, please pray for my paper. If it's a cost, let it be broken. And I'm asking myself, why would Nigeria be like this? Why should we pray for things that can just literally work? That you don't even have to fast and pray about it. Other countries, it's a simple thing. But for us in my country, you have to fast. You have to pray. You have to visit the churches for you to be able to get admission. That was the case. That was my case. And finally, my name finally came out. The last list came out. And I got into the university. Direct entry, 200 level, to do my business administration. And trust me, it was a bit of a journey. But I told myself one thing. I've wasted virtually 6-7 years of my life. I am not going to graduate with nothing less than the first class. That was what I told myself. Whatever it was going to cost me, I was willing to do it. So when I got into the university, I was a bookworm. I could study. I deprived myself of social activities. So many things I didn't involve myself because I just wanted the best. Because I told myself the best reward I could ever give myself was to come out with the first class. It was quite a journey, guys. It was quite a journey. And to God be the glory, I finally made it. Oh yeah, I finally made it. I can never forget my convocation day where the governor of the state, Niger State, was calling the list of the people who came out with first class. We were just 5 people in the whole school, 5. And I was the only female in their midst. And then when he called my name, first class business administration, Sylvia Abutu, I came out with my head high, shoulder high, and I walked majestically to collect my award. And he said, wow, the only woman standing. Well, it is a journey for me, and I've learned a lot. I've really learned a lot. When I talk to young ones, I tell them, listen, whatever you see in your heart, in your mind, when you think about it, when you meditate in it, when you visualize it, when you imagine it, it becomes a reality. And it starts with your mindset. It starts with your tenacity, your willpower for something, your drive, your passion, your hunger for it. My hunger was to graduate with the first class and wear that NYC clothes. And of course, which I finally did. I wore the NYC clothes. And I got the first class that I wanted. And today, my parents are not that rich, but they are okay. And they have given me the best of education that every child would want. My dad used to say something. He tells me every time in the face and say, look at you, look at me, my daughter. I vow to train you to the university. Whatever it's going to cost me, I will do it. And of course, he did it. And I'm super proud of that man. A very noble man. He's not rich at all. I'm telling you guys. He's not rich. He's just average. And you see him struggling to ensure that every one of my siblings goes to university. And today we have like 5 graduates in my house. See not God. And we still have more. They're in school and daddy is still paying school fees and is still, supporting them. So this is just my journey to my first class. And don't worry, in my next video, I'm going to be taking you step by step on how I actually came out with the first class certificate. I'm going to teach you in case you are interested, in case you want to come out with the first class, and in case you want to be the best of yourself, you want to come out the best in your academic. I'm going to teach you the tricks and the tips that I use in achieving that purpose. And trust me, anyone can come out with a first class. Anyone. You can come out with a first class. If I can, why not you? All right, guys, it's just my story. I hope you learned. It's all about determination. Your willpower is very important. Thank you guys for watching. I love you. I hope you didn't get emotional. Initially I was thinking I was going to cry, at the part where I was sent back to school, sent back home. At first, I thought I was going to cry because anytime I think about that scenario, tears literally drops from my eyes. So I was like praying, I don't want to cry in front of the camera when I'm telling my story. And I did not cry, even though I'm a bit emotional in my heart. Deep down, I'm trying to be like this big girl. I don't want to cry. I don't want to tell people. I don't want to express. I don't want to show how I feel. I kind of feel, even if I have it in my heart, like deep down, I did not cry. I didn't cry. Thank God I didn't cry. I thought I was going to be emotional. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. And don't forget, drink your water. Mind your business. I love you. I'm going to see you in my next episode of Moments with Bella. I'll be talking more on how I actually came out with a first class. This is just the trajectory to my first class. Then the next one you're going to be seeing is the step that I took as a student to graduate with a first class. And of course, we're going to talk about my journey, if my first class actually paid off or not. So don't miss that. Bye for now. I love you.